Really thought I was doing something there. Hiya! Welcome, or welcome back. My name is Victoria, and I did not get a chance to carve pumpkins for Halloween this year, despite already having the pumpkins. So today, I wanted to actually go ahead and carve me some I wanted to actually go ahead and carve the pumpkins, since it's still technically autumn, and it's one of my favorite parts of spooky season. So let's bring in the pumpkins. Oh my. Ooh. It's like I'm out of spoken word. So here you'll see 2 of the 3 pumpkins I ended up purchasing, and they'll be going under the knife today. The third pumpkin is like deceptively heavy. On the outside it doesn't look like it's that big, but when you go to pick it up, it's such a solid mass that I can't move it. I have no upper body strength. My arms are linguini. I'll also be coming up with a couple of designs that'll work for each of their sort of unique shapes. So, I've got my tools all prepped. I've got my little serrated knives, I've got my scooper. I feel like I miss the feeling of pumpkin seeds and guts in my bare hands. So I'm looking forward to that. The first pumpkin is small and basically shaped like a human skull. So I'm gonna give him a nice toothy grin to show off his pearly oranges and some spooky peepers for glaring. The second one is kind of squashed looking, so his face is gonna be long and narrow. I want him to look prickly, so he's gonna get spiky teeth and eyes, and also eyebrows. The big guy is large enough that I actually want to carve out a little scene, like a shadow puppet set. Over the garden wall is my favorite fall-themed cartoon, so I want to make the silhouette of our favorite lost duo, Wirt and Greg. The background's going to be carved out, so only their figures and the landscape will remain. So, why exactly do we carve pumpkins at Halloween? Let's start with some etymology. Jack-o'-lantern, or Jack of the Lantern, actually refers to a visual phenomenon called ignis fatuus, which is that ghostly way fire wiggles around. Strange flickering lights were often seen by travelers journeying after nightfall in forests and swamps. They were said to mislead travelers by making them think they were heading towards torches or lanterns. They were not. In English folklore, these lights were called will-o'-the-wisps, which I only knew from the movie Brave and from Pokemon. But why Jack? They could have called their lanterns anything, right? According to a centuries-old Irish myth, Jack was a miserly old man, so much so that he'd earned himself the nickname Stingy Jack. Stingy Jack was, apparently, the town drunk, and was known far and wide as being a shameless deceiver, leaving soured business deals and unpaid tabs in his wake. News of his numerous evil deeds and despicable reputation made their way to the devil himself, who was instantly envious of such a long and illustrious rap sheet. So what does the devil do? He decides to go check out Stingy Jack for himself. On a clear and moonlit night, Jack was stumbling through the Irish countryside, drunk, when he happened upon a body up against a stone wall. Curious, he crept up to get a better look, and was met by an eerie grimace, one that he recognized as belonging to the devil. Side note, I wonder how you would recognize it as belonging to the devil if you'd never seen the devil before. Was it a gut feeling? Did the guy have a name tag? We'll never know. Stingy Jack's time was up, and he knew it. The devil wanted his wicked soul, and didn't want to have to wait around for it. To the devil's surprise, Stingy Jack had a final request, to enjoy one last cool glass of ale, before being escorted to his fiery eternity. The devil agreed, and off they went to the nearest pub, where Stingy Jack indulged in a great many pints, fearing that these would be his last. True to form, though, Stingy Jack did not bring any money to pay the tab, so he convinced the devil to turn himself into a coin, which Jack would use to pay, and then afterwards the devil could just change back, and off they'd go to heck. The devil thought this was a fine plan, and, impressed with Jack's ever-nefarious plotting, swiftly became a silver coin. Jack grabbed the coin and pocketed it, where it sat next to his crucifix, which kept the devil from escaping his silvery prison. I take it to mean Jack did not end up paying his tab that night. It's not explicitly stated in the legend, but I think it's implied. This, Jack thought, is a perfect time to negotiate, which he did. In exchange for his freedom, Jack made the devil promise not to claim his soul for at least another 10 years. With no other alternative, the devil agreed, and Jack removed the crucifix from his pocket. The two parted ways. Well, 10 years passed, and Jack's time was up. Again. The devil, now slightly annoyed at the outcome of their last encounter, was determined to collect Jack's soul, meeting him in the same spot as last time. Stingy Jack nodded solemnly and prepared himself for his journey to the underworld. As the devil readied himself to leave, Jack made a teeny tiny request. An apple from a nearby tree to quell the audible grumbles of his starving belly. The devil, thinking nothing of the request, began to climb up a nearby apple tree in order to grant Stingy Jack his dying wish. As he reached for one of the apples, he looked down only to see Jack carving a cross into the trunk of the tree. Once again, the devil was stuck, and not pleased about it. Just like the last time, Stingy Jack took his opportunity to strike a deal. He would remove the cross-laden bark only if the devil agreed that Jack's soul would never be taken to heck. The devil, now furious, agreed, and was set free. Would just like to bring attention to how thick this was. Look at this. That was like the full width of my knife. That's just the top. So we're gonna do some major scooping because I don't think any of my little carving knives are gonna get through the skin of this unless it's like an inch thick. So let's do this. Well, because of his unsavory life choices and incessant drinking, Stingy Jack eventually died. First, Jack tried getting into heaven. God was shocked that he had the audacity to show up at the pearly gates, since he obviously hadn't made the heavenly cut due to his wickedly ways in life. Jack then tried the other, darker, wrought iron gates down below, but was turned away. Due to his last deal, the devil was unable to take his soul into the underworld. Knowing that Jack was now doomed to an eternity wandering the earth, the devil provided Jack with a lantern to light his way, a small ember inside of a rutabaga. Yeah, a big old turnip lamp. And so, as legend goes, Jack forever roams the space between heaven and hell with his trusty veggie nightlight. The Irish began to make their own version of Jack's lanterns, often by carving scary faces into turnips or potatoes. These would then be placed menacingly in windows or near doors and pathways in order to scare Jack, and any other evil spirits wandering the neighborhood, away. Though, why Jack would be scared of something he literally carries around with him, I don't know if that would scare me off, to be honest. Anyway, Irish immigrants brought this tradition with them when they arrived to North America, finding that the native-grown pumpkins made for excellent jack-o'-lanterns. So in case you were wondering, now you know why it is we carve pumpkins and why they're called jack-o'-lanterns. Got some on my loaf. It's a strawberry rhubarb coffee cake. So there you have it. That was fun, except for when the pumpkin spilled out from on top of the table onto the floor. That was less fun. There was a second there when I didn't think we'd be able to carve the big guy because my knife wasn't going through. But you know, after some tenacious scraping, that's the name of my band, we got there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun, and I'm glad I finally got to carve my pumpkins. It's only November, so we're still in the season, technically. Although I think Bath & Body Works have already got their Christmas candles out, and I feel like that's like the official turning of the season. If you guys liked that, please like and subscribe, and catch me in the next one. Bye!